Demo reminds me of Will Smith if he wasn't with Jada Pinkett.
Tell me why.
Hey, my mom's maiden name, last name is Smith.
So you feel real confident that you may be a descendant of some Will Smith testicles.
Is it a religion or is it a word? Hold on.
Testicularism is an actual word. The act of two sets of testicles hitting each other, such as during a three-way with two men and a woman.
Notice that you recently just bought a house.
Yeah, man.
Congrats on that, bro.
I mean, I don't know if you do mind like details just like interest rate, because a lot of people say
That
because the
part.
crash was coming.
I look at it as like gambling, right? Or like let's just say the stocks.
Hey, first off, I know we just grilled you on your personal life
Man, y'all-
and your finances.
But let me ask y'all, as natives of Sacramento, if somebody was to say, you know what, I'm thinking about moving to Sacramento, right? What's the one thing y'all would say, we got that?
Hungry people in the city who are striving to be great and striving to make it great. Struggle makes people stronger in order to see what they really need in life in order to achieve. After the game, or before the game, pre-game, there was a Cub that was basically interviewed about the arena here in Sacramento.
When you fresh off playing in Dodger Stadium in LA, where it oversees the fucking mountains, beautiful ass setting, and then you're coming to play in Rivercat Stadium that's overlooking.
On top of that, too, where the A's used to play, that Coliseum, what was
Trash.
What was you looking at?
Trash.
You know what I'm saying?
But it's still a Major League stadium, though. You know what I mean?
Is it though?
The baby mama tried to move to California to try to get more child support out of Anthony Edwards. But ultimately, he paid the 281-month payment up front. It's like, man, just, I want to show some love. For once, want to thank you guys once again for tuning in to another episode of About the Night as we just reminisce about the past. We got a special guest on the show, my guy Demo. As we were reminiscing, we obviously used to work back in the day with AT&T. I used to work back in Davis with him back when I first started in retail. But we got the squad with us. We got my guy Tony, my guy Warren, as we all had our encounters and experiences with Demo.
Why you zip up your sweater, man?
Nope. Nope.
Man.
Nope. Wait. Don't talk about that. Leave it zipped up. Don't unzip that bitch. I don't care if you're sweating in this shit. Don't unzip it. We'll talk later about that sweater.
We're gonna talk.
It's crazy. I met Demo later though. I was like, what? I think it was 4. What was it called?
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Yeah. It was a couple of years after because it went Stella when I had first met Stella around that time.
Right.
So I think it was like I had went over to your house, right? And wasn't it for that fight? It was for a fight with the Wilder and Fury fight.
It was a fight? Oh, okay.
I do remember.
Okay.
That was the first time we met.
Right.
I'm trying to calm
I forget
down.
what year that was, but yeah, like 2017.
I'm trying to calm down. There was a fight?
Calm down.
Okay.
No, that's funny, bro. No, dude, like, because I swear, because Demo's kind of like, Demo reminds me of Will Smith if he wasn't with Jada Pinkett.
Tell me why. Why is this? Why is that?
I like the without Jada part.
With Jada. He's like that, but as if
Without
Will
Jada.
Smith
No
never had Jada Pinkett. Why? Wait, what's wrong with that?
Dude, because I think one time we were in a store at AT&T, we were talking about who does people lookalikes or celebrity lookalikes.
Will Smith?
This fool's like
Willie.
Without Jada Pinkett.
I'm gonna tell y'all a story in a minute after when Warren's done. I'm gonna tell y'all a story about the whole
Will Smith?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you a story about that. But go ahead.
And you believe that shit? I can tell you believe that shit.
I'm gonna tell you the reason why.
Go ahead.
Okay, so check it out. So, my mom's maiden name, last name is Smith.
What you trying to say?
So hold
Was you
on.
born in West Philadelphia?
Now,
Born and raised?
Now, I wasn't born in Philadelphia, right? I
On the
was not born.
playground.
I was born in San Leandro. Okay,
Okay.
I was California bred, but Smith. Now, he looked like me. Okay, and we got the same mannerisms. Now, obviously, he's more successful.
Okay.
But there might be some lineage there.
Okay.
There might be something there. That's the story. That's it. That's all it is.
In what type of way though? Like you think he's like
Her last name is Smith. He could be a cousin. He could be distant. I don't know. I know Smith's a common name, so it don't say much. But it's interesting that I said all of that, and then that was me before I even knew my mom. Well, not knew, but before I even recognized my mom's last name being Smith. So who knows, man? You never know. You never know. Distant cousin. We'll leave it at that.
So you feel real confident that you may be
A
descendant
maybe. Maybe.
Of some Will Smith testicleism.
Testicleism?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know about the testicles, but yeah, maybe.
Damn.
You wild for that one.
Hey, testicleism. He's somewhere.
Testicleism.
This nut was spread in some tree, and it just goes in the
Testicleism.
in this pot.
I
Okay.
can't. Is it a religion or it's a word? Hold on, wait.
Let me Google
Testicleism.
testicleism.
Yeah, you might have
Testicleism.
to research that one.
Is that even a word?
I don't think
Google
it
it.
is.
Google it.
I'm not gonna lie. Before you mentioned the Will Smith thing, you mentioned you were kind of like in Hawaii.
Yes.
I thought you could pass for a low-key Samoan, a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, I thought you had that Polynesian in you a little bit,
Right.
Where you from?
Like where
Born.
So born in San Leandro, right?
Okay.
Pretty much grew up throughout the Bay. So most of my family are from Oakland, California, right? But I've been in Oakland, Hayward, Richmond, and then we finally came up to Fairfield, and then we ended up in Vacaville. So I ended up in Vacaville at the age of 9. Started life there, and it was good because my mom got me out of the hood.
I love those stories.
I miss that area and time at times, but I understood and appreciate why she got me out of there. And
Right.
And so it's one of those things where I never forget it. I go back home, I visit family, but then I'm up out of there. He's Googling testicleism.
So
You did? You really Googled
So
it?
yeah, I did.
Wow.
So testicleism is an actual word.
Motherfucker, I'm smart, motherfucker. I told you
actual
niggas
word.
this before.
You are smart.
Y'all just try to consider me dumbass, which I get because I'm from the hood. But I'm an educated motherfucker from the hood.
So what do you think it means though?
It's an ism. It's one of them isms. You know what I mean? Go ahead. Let me make sure I was saying it in the right way. Go ahead. I'm pretty sure I was. Bet.
Testicleism is a noun. And let me give you that definition. The act of two sets of testicles hitting each other, such as during a three-way with two men and a woman.
Nigga, I think I spit.
One in the pink and one in the stink.
Motherfucker. God damn.
That's in the Urban Dictionary, ain't it?
Ism.
Yeah.
That's the Urban Dictionary.
That's wild, man.
So basically, he in the family testicleism. You know what I mean? He was two in the paint,
Nah.
one in the stink, which means he a part of that tree. Am I? Man, get up out of here. All right. Anyways, what I wanted to say. Honestly, I appreciate you coming on the show.
Yes.
It is really good to have a blast from the past, knowing that we're getting old. It kind of makes us remember how old we really are.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I want to ask a question because I did just I do follow you, and I noticed that you recently just bought a house.
Yeah, man.
Congrats on that, bro.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Recently, right? How long ago? Talk to me.
So we closed on, I think it was mid-February. Mid-February, man. So it just happened. It's exciting, man, as everybody who's been through it, because it's my first one. But it's a hell of a process, man.
Talk to me about the process. There's a lot of new homeowners that probably don't know what to go through.
And if you don't mind, like, kind of getting into the detail, I mean, I don't know if you do mind, like, details in terms of like interest rate, because a lot of people scared because the crash was coming.
That part.
Like,
Yeah.
it's
That's
just
what I really want to get into.
Well, that's
Right,
actually a good point, Tony, because like that was one of the things that we talked about with the real estate agent. Was like, is this a good time? Now, granted, you can't always trust your real estate agent to tell you like the truth, because they just trying to make the sale.
Right.
But this dude, we met this guy through Zillow, and I ain't gonna lie, I was shocked to meet this guy. Me and my wife met him, and the dude just ended up being like legit throughout the whole process. Like he held our hand through the whole thing. Anytime I needed to reach out to him, he was available. He responded. But to answer your question about like with the interest rate and like how do you go about thinking about one to buy, I look at it as like gambling, right? Or like let's just say the stocks, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Where
I'm with you.
Where sometimes the market can look like, it ain't the best time to get in, but sometimes the worst time is the best time. Sometimes the best time is the worst time. So you never really, there's no perfect science to it, right? One thing I looked at is that our lease was up for rent. I was like, I told my wife, I said, like, I'm down to rent another year. Let's just wait because the rate, we were thinking crash is going to come. Let's just wait for the rates to come.
What were you renting at? What was the rate? What was the price? That's a good question for
Like
me.
a
I'm a
month?
homeowner. Yeah,
A
what were
month?
you paying a month?
We were paying like about $2,700.
Okay.
Shit. What?
For how many bedrooms? How many baths?
3.2.
Shit.
3.2. What? That's too
How
high.
many square foot?
It was about 1,300, 1,400.
Shit.
Wait, that too much for you?
Fuck! No, I just could be making some goddamn money. You said 27?
Yeah.
Bro, 27.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nigga, I'm over here thinking about renting my place out for 2 bands and thinking that's too fucking high right now.
Nah,
3 bedroom,
you gotta-
2 bath,
yeah, you gotta-
1,200.
Well, he was in Vacaville.
And that too.
Ah, shit.
'Cause, yeah,
okay.
yeah, 'cause
okay.
area matters.
Okay, that does matter. What
But-
the fuck is in Vacaville? The
what?
mall?
And we got food. We got restaurants.
They got outlets, and it's closer to the bay.
outlets.
The outlets.
It's
The
central.
outlets is the only fucking thing. Okay.
Yeah.
You can rent yours for 2,400, 24, 25, easy.
I was thinking like 2, just in general. I ain't
Yeah.
trying to
No,
be selfish.
no.
If I can find
No,
somebody who would want to
24,
rent it
20
out,
I'm saying that's nice.
if I can find somebody for 2 bands, like, bro, that's
No,
'cause-
that's like 2018, 17 prices maybe.
Yeah.
The hell, no, bro.
Yeah, it's-
Like you got to go
Yeah.
way higher.
Yeah. Inflation is it just keeps.
You're
climbing.
right off the freeway next to downtown. There's all kinds of stuff.
I'd be making money if I sold it for 2 bands. You know what I'm saying? Like,
No.
bro, I got my shit dirt cheap, and the shit ain't dirt cheap no more.
Let me move in 2 bands. Let me move in. Shit.
Nah, I've learned in this lesson not to rent out to family or friends. That is just a common rule of thumb. No offense to you or anybody else, my brother, anybody else. Like, it's just I'd rather treat you like a
keep
tenant.
business.
Business is
Keep
business.
business.
Well, you
brother.
can say it even better. Say I would
Business.
never. Our relationship is so close. I would never want to give an opportunity for us to lose that.
Absolutely.
Let's say it like
You're 100%
that.
right. That's the best
I like
way of
that.
fucking
Yeah.
saying it.
I like that.
You're 100% right.
I like that.
But damn, go ahead.
But I'll say this though, like if you put it this way, if you save the money, you got the good credit,
Right. Do it.
and y'all are in that place of like, you know what? Why not? I say do it because there's no perfect time. And at some point, what we know is this: the rates go up and down over time.
Very true.
So right now we get hit with a high interest rate. You say north of 5% or whatever.
Nah, tell me what the percentage.
My percent?
What's your percentage?
My percent?
Yeah, what'd you get?
North of 5.
Damn, you can't say north of 5 because I've been hearing shit at like 6.2.
It was
and
six. It was six.
Yeah.
6.2.
6.1. 30 year.
6.125.
Yeah.
But but yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you always can refinance and
You
know,
could.
bring that down when the rates
Very
come down.
true.
So there's always future options with it. But if it works out, it works. Like if you find out what your payment is and you can afford it, get in, man. Because the key is just to get in when it comes to real estate. Y'all, I mean, y'all who have done real estate and got property, you know that. Just get in. If you can afford it, get in.
Bro, I wasn't ready to purchase when I purchased, and I'm so glad that I just shot. I was like, fuck it. Boom. Fuck it. Let's just do it.
You're like, I don't know what to do.
No, bro, seriously.
Yeah.
And it wasn't the home that we wanted. And I'll be honest with you, when I rated, like, I was like, bro, it's like a 6. You know what I mean? Like, it ain't the house that you really want. You know what I mean? So we kept looking at other homes. And it wasn't that it was out of our range because we easily could have done it. It was like 10,000 more, 15,000 more, which ain't shit nowadays. But it was just like, I'm not willing to pay extra. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so I purchased back in 2015. Interest rate at the time was like at a 3.75.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie, I'll be honest, which I don't like being honest, but I did refinance. No, I didn't refinance. Is it refinancing when you pull out a second? It is. Fuck it. I refinance.
Yeah.
And I think I got like a 4.25. You know what I mean? And since then, I realized like there's no need to touching that right now. The market has doubled when I purchased the home. Shit's doubled already.
I think-
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you
good.
don't mind me asking, like, what's your monthly? Because this is important for people that are listening and watching.
True. You were at 27.
What's your monthly right now?
Currently.
with the new home.
Let's just say it went up. It went up more.
It went up?
Oh yeah.
I thought it would have went down.
No, absolutely not.
It went up. Let's just say it went up more than a grand more.
Okay. So that being said,
A little over that.
So let's say, for instance, a crash happens this year. Boom, all of a
Right.
sudden, crash. Now, and then I like what you said about the refinancing part. How long does it take till you're able to refinance? Because I know you can't do it right away.
You
Was
have
it
the
a year or
loan
2
to
years?
value. So your loan to value
Yeah.
ratio needs to be at least 20%, which means that your loan.
Yeah.
So if I have a loan, let's just
Yeah.
hypothetically say with any house right now, you're looking at $500K and above, right? If my measly ass house is worth right around there.
Yeah.
So if you're looking at $500K a month, your loan to value needs to be 20%. I'm not sure what rate that would put it at, but you'd probably need to be at like 600,000 in order to be able to refinance, as far as like the percentage wise, but you're not able to just refinance right after you purchased a home unless the value went up high enough for it then to be like, yeah, you know what? Your value went from 500,000 to 600,000. Sure, let's go on ahead and refinance. We'll give you today's interest rate, which may be at 6.25. You know what I mean?
Value okay, I got you. Yeah.
The value of the home needs to be higher for you to be able to refinance and try to change any type of interest loan or percentage. But
okay, so that makes sense. And then the only reason why I'm saying that, because even you saying 1,000, regardless, let's just say you were to say, you know what, let's just go ahead and rent again. That's $2,700 that isn't going into your pocket at all.
Oh, that's true too.
You know what I mean?
I'm with
so
you.
it's like, even though it's an extra, let's say 1,000, it's 37, 36, whatever. It's like now, but it's my 36.
It's
you know
yours.
What I mean?
You get to be like,
yours.
you know what?
Exactly.
So that's the cool part about it.
Exactly.
So it's always so, and even in the
Now,
scary market right now, that's actually not a bad idea. No matter when to buy, because you can refi when it gets to that point. So that's cool.
Yeah, you always got options. You always got options. Yeah.
Real.
Hey, first off, I know we just grilled you on your personal life
Man,
and your finances.
I feel like a rib. I feel like them ribs were already made at one time. The ribs I talked about on the show. But nah, we good though. We good.
Yeah, but I appreciate you diving into that because it's an interesting topic right now.
Education.
For at least the people, that are purchasing homes and not sure what to do currently in this market.
Right.
My current mindset is I have had a home. It's officially been 10 years.
Shit. Congrats.
I'm old as fuck. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Hell
Officially
yeah.
10 year, and I'm
That's
like,
awesome.
we got a great location, bro. I mean, like, we got every major freeway right next to us. We got
Nice.
a bunch of places to shop, a bunch of places to eat.
A lot of developmental stuff that
We got the Kings Arena / downtown. Literally, I'm going to say 2 exits away. There's one exit in between downtown and in my exit. You know what I mean? So, like, it's a prime location.
What is that gigantic? What are they? It's a whole new development. What is all that?
So those are new homes, new apartments.
No, it's a freeway.
You said Truxell and who?
And Garden. It's a freeway. They're doing a whole freeway right there.
No, they're not, bitch. I just
there
drove
is.
there yesterday.
No,
there ain't no new
never
freeway.
mind.
No, you're on
Absolutely.
You're on the wrong motherfucking street, bro.
Nope.
Wrong street.
Possibly building a bridge between Natomas and downtown Sacramento.
And we are at the intersection of Truxell Road and Garden Highway. This is where that proposed Truxell Bridge would go in. City leaders saying plans for a bridge connecting Natomas to downtown Sacramento. It also allows for vehicle traffic, public transit, and bicycle and pedestrian travel, each in their own lane.
I'll post it up.
There's no need for a new freeway there. I mean, Garden Highway takes you from South Natomas to
it doesn't.
Garden.
No, it doesn't.
All the way up.
It does, but in an hour. God, no. When traffic? No.
The Garden Connector?
That's just, I'm sorry. That whole it's a cesspool. That whole area.
Hey, I gotta ask y'all a question. So,
I can't stand it.
Since this is my first time on the podcast, and because I've watched y'all multiple times, right? Seeing y'all talk about the city of Sacramento. I mean, I got roots in Sacramento as far as growing up and coming here. This was because we living in Vacaville. This was the spot. Like if you didn't want to deal with the city bullshit from Frisco, you come to Sac, right? But let me ask y'all, as natives of Sacramento, if somebody was to say, you know what, I'm thinking about moving to Sacramento, right? What's the one thing y'all would say? We got that. Whoever wants to answer that first.
That's the king of Sacramento's question.
You know what? We got markets. We got markets galore.
Elaborate on markets.
So you got a Midtown Market on J Street. It's like J and 20th. It kind of lasts like a couple blocks. You got the world's worst markets, which they actually just had the world's worst market at the convention center on J and 5th Street. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got markets,
I
bro.
thought you were talking about some financial business market. So you talking about like markets where they sell?
Oh, I thought you mean like what's a highlight for people to come out here and move for? You know what I mean?
Say. Yeah, whatever.
No, legit. Like there's markets each and every weekend.
Right. No, hey, supermarkets. Hey, supermarkets, World Trade Market.
Look. There's markets, bro. There's markets.
Dude, I thought he was going to say we
bullshit.
got the beam or something.
Nah,
You know
we
what
got
I
the
mean?
beam.
Right.
The beam ain't doing
We
it.
got,
Yeah.
we got going.
We got the beam. We like the beam here.
We got Punch
The beam
Bowl.
ain't doing that good. So look, no, we got
got
a
the
lot
Capitol.
of we got a lot of shit, bro. To be honest with you, though,
yeah,
but
they do.
what we do have is a great city who's willing to thrive. You know, we're a city that's hungry.
Yes.
We're a city who hasn't had the ability of being like we're living in success and we know what that looks like, which means that there's hungry people in the city who are striving to be great and striving to make it great. So if you're up and coming and new, yeah, you know how people like go to LA like, oh, I got to make it in LA. Struggle a little bit.
Right.
Understand the struggle. There's nothing wrong with the struggle. The struggle makes people stronger.
It does.
In order to see what they really need in life in order to achieve.
It does.
They need markets.
Markets.
The markets are like, bro, honestly, you know what I mean? You clowning, which is cool. I get it. I get it. You clowning, which is cool.
I know. I hear what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying?
I hear what you're saying, though.
But like, if you were in San Diego, like, oh, what do you have to? Oh, beaches. I got beaches galore. You can go to this beach, Del Mar, Julio, or La Jolla Beach. You can go to Canyon Beach. You can go to Mara Mesa, or you can La Jolla and watch the museums. You can go. You got options.
Right.
We don't have beaches, random amenities where you can go and have fun with absolutely no money.
Right.
We don't have that shit.
So we got markets.
We got markets.
Markets.
What you want me to tell them? We got a dirty river in Old Sac.
Hey, just how you tell them. You say, look, we got markets.
We got markets. Markets where you can get a design or a cultural vibe. You know what I mean? Like, they're thrifty. Sure, we're thrifty, but it looks good. We're authentic. We are the people that fucking run the country.
We got denials.
I have been in denials in the middle. We got farmers markets. We got Old Sac. You know what I'm saying?
We got farm to fork.
And if you know the scene, then we got a lot of hidden gems. We got a lot of hidden gems, food-wise, culturally diverse. We used to be way more culturally diverse, but now we're still culturally. We got Indian cuisines. We got Mexicans. We got African. We have Indian. I said Indian twice, huh? But just in general, like we're diverse. Man, let's talk about the Oakland, or AKA the Sacramento A's. The Sacramento A's played their first home game here in Sacramento, or AKA West Sacramento, at the Rivercat Stadium, and got smacked by the fucking Cubs.
Time out. Who's the Sacramento A's?
The Oakland A's are now currently Sacramento A's, or AKA
Officially?
the Athletics.
They're here till their stadium is done in Vegas.
Okay, I was wondering. I had heard something about Vegas is on hold, and I was like, well, what the hell they...
Technically, Oakland may not even be Oakland or Vegas A's. Let's be realistic.
Yeah.
They're keeping it open. It may even be, what are they calling them? The expansion team for MLB. That's how it might just be, depending on how the arena takes it off with the Oakland A's / AKA Sacramento A's. They're not calling it Sacramento A's / the Athletics. In general, they had their first home game here in Sacramento. They got smacked 18-6 or 18-3. Excuse me. Here's my main subject. I believe I read it briefly. I can't find it anymore, so fuck it. Quote me on it. After the game, or before the game, pre-game, there was a Cub that was basically interviewed about the arena here in Sacramento, and basically digged at the MLB. Like, this is the MLB. We're supposed to have money. You know what I mean? Like, why are we playing at a AA arena in the MLB? You know what I mean? Like, he had an issue with it, and made me start thinking, like, what's the difference between the Sacramento River Cats and the Oakland A's? The Oakland A's, maybe they had more seatings. By the way, there was 12,100 people in attendance on the home opener, which is great for the Oakland A's or / Sacramento A's. But, like, what's the issue with Sacramento? Even players from other teams don't want to play here in Sacramento. What's the issue with Sacramento? Someone talk to me. Who's a baseball fan here?
Why?
That's very, very confusing for me to hear. Because to me personally, I'm just like, you love your sport, right? You're playing your sport. It doesn't matter where you fucking play. I get, like, if, these courts are known for, maybe the wood is, I don't know. I'm just trying to think outside the box, but that just gets confusing. That what the fuck does it matter? You're playing the game.
Who was complaining? The players?
One of the Chicago Cubs players who's not forced to.
They were a visitor team.
They were a visitor team.
And they were complaining about that.
Right.
Well, so
playing in a AAA stadium.
So what did they expect? They expected, like, okay, so they were done in Oakland, and they expected interim MLB type stadium to be built for however long until Vegas is ready, and then they go to that wasn't realistic.
Right.
There's no MLB stadium in Sacramento. So what you're saying is you think like that the Cub player was throwing shade.
Hella
at
shade.
Sac.
Hella shade at
feel
Sac.
you.
And I feel like it made me ask the question, like, he's throwing so much shade at Sac. Like, what's really the difference? I started looking at measurements for the wall. I was like, maybe our home run wall is shorter. Our home run wall is actually longer than the actual Cubs arena.
Or Wrigley Field?
Wrigley Field.
Yeah.
I believe our center field home run is like 402 or 404 feet just to hit a home run.
Okay.
I believe theirs was maybe their center field was a little bit more, was like 420 or something. Yeah. But their left field and right center were shorter than our arena. So I'm like, bro, what's the difference that from our arena in Sacramento River Cats than the MLB team?
That's how Sammy Sosa slapped all them home runs. That short ass field on the side.
Very true. Very true.
So
I do remember seeing last year. I was a season ticket holder last year for the River Cats. I do remember seeing Fernando Tatis, the San Diego guy. Yeah, for Fernando Tatis. Yeah,
I'm bad with baseball.
He's actually a really good Padres fan, but he got busted for popping PEDs for a year, so he got suspended. On his way back, he was playing at a AA or AAA with the River Cats, and he was knocking home runs left and right when I got to see him. So I'm so used to the River Cats arena. River Cats pricing, which we'll get into in a minute, but in general, like, I'm so used to being there all the time. I'm trying to figure out to myself, like, what's really the difference, right? And the only thing I can really think of is maybe the amenities, right? It's like buying a Benz with all the, you got heated seats, you got sunroof, you got AC controllable front and back. You know what I mean? Maybe that's the difference that he's experiencing from the MLB to the AAA club. But I mean, bro, it was the first game in Sacramento, and I felt like it was a huge turnout, 12,100. And I believe with the new expansion seats, hear my quotations? You see my quotations? The reason why the quotations is because the home run area along the left field, they eventually turned into seats opposed to the banquet area that they had before. So like if you were a company party, you could rent out that banquet area. Right. There really weren't any seats in that home run area. It's just where people go party, have, food, private event, this, that, and the other. So they got a few more seats. I expected more with it being an MLB league. But let me go around and ask the questions like, is there any excitement for the MLB team in Sacramento? What do you got, Warren?
Yeah, you got some thoughts.
I mean, I'm excited for Sacramento. You know what I mean? I am excited for Sacramento because I feel like they get to show out. They get to show the MLB that, if there is plans of expanding down the road, that Sacramento is a valuable option. You know what I mean? That, Sacramento could, support a team. You know what I mean? So in that sense, I'm excited for Sacramento.
Okay. Okay.
To go to answer what you said, I mean, put yourself in the shoes of the Cubs player, and you came here to play. Let's say you just played the Dodgers on Monday, and now I got to go play the A's in Sacramento on Wednesday. So are you still gonna be feeling the same way? Like, what's the difference? When you fresh off playing in Dodger Stadium in L.A., where it oversees the fucking mountains, beautiful ass setting, and then you're coming to play in River Cat Stadium that's overlooking what I mean,
honestly, it's got a nice view. Time out.
I think it looks good.
It's got a nice ass view.
On top of that, too, where the A's used to play, that Coliseum, what was
trash.
What was you looking at?
Trash.
You know what I'm saying?
But it's still a major league stadium, though. You know what I mean?
When you're going, I mean, they had a section that was like cut off.
The Davis, Mount Davis.
Yeah, where like nobody could see it, or they couldn't even fill it up. They couldn't even fill the stadium up.
So, do you ever remember in high school when you're playing football, right? Yeah. And you play like I remember at Valley we played at Consumers River College.
Oh shit, you went to Valley?
Yeah, I went to Valley.
Fuck
High.
you niggas over there. Keep
going.
So
we played at a junior college stadium. You know what I mean? Then we'd go play at like fucking. You know what I mean? I wouldn't say Woodland or we'll go play in Yuba City or something. And we're playing on their high school field. This little rinky-dink ass field that seriously, dude, the grass is hella high up to your knees. There's patches. There's mud patches. It's just it's not up to par. Right. You know what I mean? It's like, dude, like.
But you're talking about I feel like you're talking about deficiencies that can affect your play, your gameplay. I feel like the sand's still the same, the grass is still the same.
It ain't though.
They just upgraded the grass at Rayleigh Field. That's the one upgrade that they did do.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's like already was talking like the field was like the Sandlot.
I mean,
like they was out there playing. That's how he was sounding.
Listen. Only
Cubs players bougie,
only professional baseball players can tell you the difference.
That Cubs player is bougie. I'm with
true.
I'm with King Sack. He's bougie.
I don't think so,
could
man.
be.
Bro, it don't matter. I think Tony
difference.
said it too. Where you play, I mean, it don't matter. If you
does
love the
matter,
game,
bro.
It does and it doesn't. If anything, it should have been in the other team's favor, though. Right? Hear me out. First off, let me go back. Shout out Valley High School. I actually went there for summer school. I actually should have went there for high school, but I didn't. I always went up against my boy Rob Sally, who used to live right down the street from me.
I know
Rob. Where you graduate?
03.
So you was right before him.
Yep.
Let me tell you,
my boy.
That's my boy.
Yeah.
That's family. You know what I'm saying?
So you're all family.
Dad and everything. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's Warren's boy a little more though.
Shut the fuck up. I grew up with this nigga little kids, man, playing ball. You know what I mean? Took niggas for over $100 and shit in the bathroom at Laguna while you playing. Anyways, let me not get into that.
Sidebar.
Right. Let me just say that because I know I showed a little bit of shade to Valley High, just in case there are any cats from Valley High. I got love for Valley High, but I hate Valley High because I had to play against them. You know what I mean? Make sense? All right. Anyways, with that being said, the arena, it should be an advantage to these players who just got done playing in L.A. and know how it is in the big lights. You got lights. You got millions. I'm not going to say millions, but thousands and thousands of fans that are looking at you. You got an overview of the city that makes you feel like you're in some other world. And then you come here to Sacramento, to this trash-ass arena. You should be willing to hit home runs every fucking time you're out. You shouldn't have any fear or any lack of confidence that you can smack a home run in this weak-ass, small-ass arena that doesn't have people fielding it.
But I don't think
that should give you an advantage more than anything else.
If you don't mind me asking, is the home run? I don't think it's
the same.
It's the same, right?
It's the same, roughly.
So they're not.
It's not different, but if you feel that this arena is so trash, motherfucker, you should be the GOAT, which goddamn I'm talking right into their favor because they whacked us 18 to fucking 3.
I'm telling you, bro, it's different.
Fuck.
It's different, man.
It is different,
but you
in their favor,
you haven't
though.
said nothing concrete as to why it's different.
Okay,
in their favor.
Have you ever heard of there's like guys like shooters in NBA. They're like, it's easier to shoot in this gym than that gym.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
I believe you.
And they're like, dude, what the fuck is the difference is an NBA gym? And they said the difference is like I remember this shit in high school, like, because I was at Valley, you know what I mean? I didn't play on a basketball team, but I was a manager. Mm-hmm. And I was a part of the team that won section, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So when we played in Valley, like, dude, these fools, Rob, Wayne, these fools were splashing. Mm-hmm. We went to go play at UOP. And when you play at Valley Stadium, it's just closed.
Nigga, I was at UOP.
So Valley
was that the year that Sheldon went with DeMarcus Nelson?
Yeah.
Motherfucker,
so
I was there.
So look,
DeMarcus Nelson pulled up on me 3 times and got me benched because of that shit. Yeah, he went to Duke and then played in Chicago.
So look,
fuck that nigga.
So
anyways, keep going.
The high school gym is hella close. The walls are in tight. Everything's in tight. So for a shooter, it's a different feel.
Yeah,
we went to UOP. Yeah. Dude, the court is sunk down, first of all, and the stadium comes out like
you feel like a dome,
and it's wide open as fuck. Right. So shooting in there is way different than
you was in the building with me. Give me some love, nigga. Give me some love. Nigga, I didn't know that shit. I didn't know that shit. Nigga, I was there at that tournament.
Yeah, I was there, man.
And I had a guard fucking DeMarcus Nelson, bro. When I tell you what you saying, I fucking feel.
I don't know why I thought DeMarcus Nelson went to Vallejo.
Nah, yeah, he was here for sure.
He started in Vallejo.
Okay, that's what I thought.
And then he transferred to Sheldon.
Okay, that's what I thought.
And so when he was at Sheldon, this nigga would hold private workouts with this workout. This dude, his name was Gus, right? And so he'd hold private workouts with Gus at Capital Christian High School. I was hooping at Capital Christian High School. We had David Ellis. We had my boy Darius Logan, who's actually just won a Grammy for music and production, by the way. Let me give my guys Black Tuxedo they shout out that they love. But so I'm playing with him, Darius, and so we're here practicing. And this nigga is in the same fucking gym as us, shooting hoops with this older ass dude. You know what I mean? I'm like, I didn't make no sense of it. But sure enough, that year there was a tournament, ULP, all the hoopers was there.
Yeah.
I was there. First quarter out, we played against Sheldon, and I'm like, who's this nigga DeMarcus Nelson? This looks like some regular ass nigga.
That nigga was nasty.
Bro, when I tell you this nigga, the tip of the play, this nigga walks down the court and I'm guarding him.
Yeah.
Nigga, you know, I'm walking back with him, you know, because I just seen him dunk on Rob Sally that year. That was the year that he dunked on Rob Sally. That's my nigga. Yeah. Nigga, I grew up in the street playing ball with him. So if somebody dunk on him, I'm feeling some type of way.
Hey, did he dunk on him as bad as I got dunked on? No, as bad as I got dunked on, though.
It was in that caliber, bro. Ooh. It was in that fucking caliber. It was bad, bro. Damn. Match reps. Before TikTok was popular and you going famous. Yeah. That dunk was famous, bro. It was a blow by. It was crazy.
I don't know if y'all know. I don't know if y'all talk about this on the show. Maybe not. Y'all know that like Winton can play.
Used to play.
Well, I just mean he had game.
Play.
I'm gonna tell y'all why I know.
I still do.
When I first came to work,
I still do.
When I first came to work with Winton, we used to go out to the night courts. They used to have nighttime basketball courts. They invited me out there
Davis,
one time.
I've been out there. You got to turn the thing to keep the lights on.
And we go out there. And my guy come out here, man. I mean, he got the basketball shorts, like the legit basketball shorts on. Got the sneaks going. He even had a little bottle of Hennessy on. He was just like ready to go. Got out there, and I was like, he looked like he could have played pro. So I'm just letting y'all know, like if y'all didn't know,
did you ever go D1?
No, I didn't, man. And so here's the fucked up part about all that shit is I played with the Hoopers. DeMarcus Nelson. I'll even go to the ABCD camp that was played in Fresno, where I got to play against the Lopez brothers, who still currently play in the NBA.
Yeah.
Brick Lopez and his other bro. I got to play against all them cats, right? And so like I really should have taken it to the next step. But my senior year, I didn't have no scholarships. I had to pay for shit. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna be honest with you. I mean, I was slanging. You know what I'm saying? Hey, the money was more important at the time in the situation. I had my mom who was raising two boys, who was eating everything. One of the boys she was helping with high school, which is myself. Like, bro, I started out at Laguna Creek High School. Me and Rob went to Laguna the same year. He ended up transferring to Valley.
I remember that.
I ended up transferring over to Capital Christian High School. And I spent 2 years at Capital. And those 2 years at Capital, my mom actually was paying a fraction of the tuition, which was hella expensive as fuck, to go to a private school. And so I balled there for 2 years. But the last year, we had a coach that took over. His name was Bill Nelson. He actually played a little bit of ball in the league. Got to introduce us to a few great people who doing some great things, right? But he wasn't fucking with me. He brought in his own team. He brought in like a few fourth players, whatever like that. They got to shine. They're ballers. I'm not going to die. So I ended up taking a transfer to Sac High. Me and my boy Darius Logan ended up going to Sac High because me and Darius is family. I'm not going to lie. We knew each other as kids. So his dad's the reason why I was at Capital. But he ended up transferring to Sac High. So I played my last year at Sac High with a bunch of ballers, by the way. Matt Johnson, previous guest on our show. Eugene Crockett, Kevin Galloway, who just won a little MVP championship overseas. So I played with some hoopers, you know what I mean? Like, and
where'd they go play?
Yeah, you know, absolutely.
I actually agree with Warren kind of just because of the fact that like I'm starting to agree with you anyways, because I'm just like, man, I remember, I don't know how you guys do it here in California, but we do 1A, 2A, 3A schools. And then, we go play in state. And bro, it's different when you play in America West Arena up there in Phoenix versus playing just in a regular, even like a 5A school. It's completely different. And so, and for anybody that don't play, any sports, okay, if, say you watch the movie Gladiator, that Coliseum was close to the same size that they were fighting in. All of a sudden, when they said they're going to the Coliseum, so you're just talking about the feeling then,
huh? It's different.
So the feeling's different.
It's different, man.
Right.
It's different, definitely for the.
And they still won 18-3. Man, get out.
They still lost 18-3.
He over here complaining about the field. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So, yeah, you're right. You're right on that. He shouldn't have been complaining at all.
Get him up out of here.
Is your boy Anthony Edwards?
Ant-Man
is the smartest motherfucker that I fucking know.
It
was a brilliant ass move.
What happened?
This man had a baby with a 38-year-old, and the baby mama was like, you know what? They had the baby, I believe, in like, I'm gonna just say Alabama, And then the baby mama tried. You hear me? I almost call her a bitch. The baby mama tried to move to California to try to get more child support out of Anthony Edwards. Went to court and was like, nah, she used to live here. Now she's trying to move there just to try to get more out of child support. Judge agreed with them. Sent the case back to wherever they're from. I believe, like I mentioned, it's Alabama. Don't quote me on that. But ultimately, he paid the 281-month payment up front.
Lump sum.
Gave her a fat ass check and was like, here, don't ask me for shit. Let me ask a question. I mean, obviously, I'm one of those kids who grew up with the mom, and yeah, I'm not going to say you're not really a dad. He was there, but not really there. Once a year for your birthday type year. You know what I mean? How do y'all feel about that? Paying child support up front.
Paying it up front or doing like he did and paying it, and then I think he said something about he didn't want anything to do with it, the kid.
Well, of course, he didn't want anything to do with the kid, which is fucked up. I ain't talking about that.
Okay. I just want to make
sure that
so
part I feel is fucked
paying
up.
The child support.
Yes, paying the child support. How do you feel about that?
I mean, I ain't never had to pay it, so like I don't really know. I do think about like what would happen if I was in a situation where I had to pay, and how disadvantageous it is. I don't think I said that word right.
You said it good.
You know, but like how of a disadvantage that we are as men if like stuff goes wrong, and how how much financially we have to kind of give up. But it's a tough one for me because, like I said, I haven't had to pay it. But guys who have paid it, I've heard stories, and like it seems rough. It seems rough.
I feel like it'll be rough for the female because you know how when you're starting to pay them child support each and every month, you get used to that source of income. You get used to it coming each and every month. You're not getting that. You're getting this one lump sum. So if you blow through it, you ain't getting shit else.
Yeah,
that's
the hard part.
That's her own fault. Are you kidding me?
Did you hear how much she got?
I didn't. I just know it was 218 payments. I didn't know how much.
It was over $1 million.
How much?
How much she got? She got over $1 million. She got
that ain't shit.
I think she got
she good.
That ain't shit.
She got more than enough to have enough time to find eventually a job or a career.
That's Anthony Edwards' son. I don't give a shit if he cares about the kid or not, wants to be the kid's life. That's your son, nigga. You telling me if this little nigga grows up to be great and start dunking on niggas like that, your $1 million help that nigga? Don't get me wrong. $1 million would help a lot. But nigga, it's your son.
Wait, what are you trying to say?
Your contract alone was worth 50 or odds wad million.
You say he should what?
I feel like it should have been more. I feel like as a father, you should want to take care of more. Yeah. You should want to know that the kid, your kid is taken care of for life. He's able to go to school, college, the best colleges, this, that, and the other. I feel like you'd want to take care of your future.
Yes.
Because to have that kid grow up, let's just say the hypotheticals is real. Let's just say Michael Jordan is Anthony Edwards' illegitimate kid. How would you feel as Michael Jordan? Your kid's now in the NBA balling, and you wasn't there for that kid at all. You get no credit. None.
Oh, you say you want him to get credit. Like, you want Anthony Edwards to get credit.
As a father, if you do the job right, yes.
I'm going to let you know right now, the courts don't care about that.
I know the courts don't.
They don't, because you have to pay that whether you're in this life or not. Which is terrible because I want to be in my kids' life, but I pay child support and I can't even be in their lives.
I feel you.
That's wild.
Go ahead, dive into that because I'm going to tell you the truth about child support. I don't give a fuck about child support. You got to pay child support regardless if you're with the bitch or not. Mm-hmm. If you're with the bitch or not, you're still paying the child support.
That's what sucks.
You're with her, you're giving her money to making sure that your kid and your family is able to eat each and every month. Because I'll tell you right now, when a nigga is broke and you ain't got no goddamn dollars to even go out and get some fast food, motherfucker, that money is supporting a kid. Okay? If they're able to eat every fucking day in a relationship, you're paying child support. Out of relationship, you're paying child support. You're just a sucker, and you can say that you didn't have any influence in your son's life.
Well, I don't know. I kind of still don't understand where the point of. I'm hoping I'm understanding. So, are you saying Anthony Edwards? I think Anthony Edwards came out on top by paying up front for two reasons.
Did.
Yeah, 2 reasons.
He did.
There's inflation to consider. Obviously,
absolutely.
Things will cost a lot more way later.
Absolutely.
So he only has to pay that amount, but including that in child support cases or in child support court, what can happen is if you do receive more income, then you're supposed to pay that more income for that child.
Right,
and he's
right.
not going to have to do that if he's washed his hands of it.
And so that's what I'm
So
trying to
it's like,
argue.
yeah.
And I love the fact that you argued that fact. You argued the fact of the man who's having to give up money, right?
Right.
Which is great. You're looking at the money aspect. You're not looking at what it's doing to the son's aspect. How are you in that son's life? Where are you at?
Well, let's be honest. It doesn't take $1 million to take care of a kid.
It don't take $1 million to take care of a kid.
So,
but are you in that kid's life?
Well, see,
are you making that kid better?
But that's what we were like. That's what I remember. We said we weren't going to touch that because that's where I was like, "Are we talking about that?" Because that to me is foul. That's foul of him to do that. Even if you say it's a mistake, I made a mistake. And
One night stand.
Hey, if you get a DNA test and that kid is yours, you got to do what you got to do. That's your seed.
It definitely is foul. You know what I mean? 100% foul. I mean he's giving her the means to take care of his kid without question because it's not going to take $1 million. Period. You know what I mean?
Right.
She's going to be well taken care of her damn self. You know what I mean? Because
that's the problem.
That $1 million, and I mean, so it's like we're talking bad about
Is she
him.
gonna blow that $1 million?
And a new pappy. There could be a new pappy involved.
So
is she gonna blow the $1 million and then be continuing to ask for more millions?
That's what I'm saying. So like everybody's banging on him. Oh, you're not gonna be in the kid's
She
life.
should.
But dude, you're giving her a meal ticket for her to live comfortable and for the kid.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying?
I'll give you that.
So it's like it's.
But the kid is missing out on that valuable, like what to
Is he?
to win
Bingo.
point.
Yes, nigga.
Here's my
yes.
thing. If the dad, it's foul on the dad's part, of course. But like, if the dad doesn't want to be involved, don't have that toxicity in his life. You know, like, oh, bye. You know what I mean?
You know what, Tony?
Yeah, but how?
No,
Okay.
there's two sides of this shit.
No, it
and
is.
I appreciate you giving that side
But
of the shit.
let me push back.
But when you say it like that, that's the issue that I have. You make it seem like it's not the man's obligation to
No, I
be
didn't say
there
that.
for the kid.
I said a man should be obligated. But at the same time, if that man isn't going to have that obligation type energy, I don't know, bro. Nigga, what are you talking about? Say the dad's up here and he's doing fucking, even though it's his son. Are you trying to say that a biological father can't be a terrible dad? I've heard horror stories of a dad trying to kill their kids. Like, oh,
Yeah.
hell
I mean,
no.
that's the extreme, and it happens. But let me push back on that because is it the kid's fault?
No.
That situation happened and
Not
that
at
he
all.
No, but not everybody does that. Like not everybody.
Of course not. It's not right.
Right. No, I'm saying, Tony, like not everybody has sex. Like not every guy has sex with a woman that like they didn't mean to like get her pregnant, and then now the baby's here, and it's like, well, if I don't feel obligated or if I don't want to, then I'm out. It's like,
know what?
I think it's just two different arguments.
I feel you. I feel you there.
I just feel like the child is innocent in all this.
I had a homie. I won't say his name. He's a successful man.
Of course, the child's innocent. Yeah.
Yeah.
He had a one night stand with a female who ended up keeping the kid, and he's been a great dad since. Even though they're no longer together, even though she's living in Reading and he's in here, with businesses happening, he's been in the kid's life 100%. And I'm pretty sure he owns a business, a very successful business, since like 2004. He could easily pay her off easy. But he chooses to be in the kid's life because he wants to make a difference.
Yeah, they were talking about two different things.
Me having a kid, bro, it's crazy. Hear me out. I'm going to talk personal. He's been calling me the king of Sacramento all night.
You're king of Sac.
I hate the shit. I hate the shit.
Well, that's your name.
It is. And the reason
your
why
nickname.
it's my name is because I felt like at the time when I claimed the name, nobody gave a fuck about Sac. This is before people started moving from the Bay Area to Sacramento. Nobody gave a fuck about Sac. Nobody was putting on for Sac. Not even once. My homies that I just recently talked about on this show who won a Grammy were from Sac, from the hood. We grew up in the fucking trenches.
Right.
Just for them to move to L.A., struggle for 8 years, just for them to finally make it in 10 and finally get a Grammy. Nobody wants to put on for fucking Sac anymore. And this is the place that everybody wants to live. So before it got famous and popular, I call myself the king of Sac because I love the city where I'm from, and I know people here are doing some good ass shit, including myself. At least I like to think about myself doing some good ass shit. So I hate the name.
I think you need to be careful what you wish for when you kind of talk about Sac like that.
What you talking about?
I mean, I don't know. You just finished saying it's a nice place to live. Why don't we keep it that way? Because you're like, well, I want all this, and we should have all these hotels and be bigger and be. We're gonna be one of them nasty ass cities. I think it's fine where it's at.
You're right.
I think it's kind of fine.
You don't want it too big.
Yeah.
You don't want it too big.
I agree with what you're saying there. I because I've seen it recently happen within these last couple of years. Right? I've seen it. I agree with you. I do. But I am officially named the King of Sac, and as much as I wanted to change that shit and call it annoying, it's just a name.
So you want me to stop calling you that?
No, I don't care.
Because whatever you. If somebody tell me stop calling me something, or somebody say call me, I got it.
I'll be that. I'll be that if I have to be that.
King of Sac.
I'll be that if I have to be that.
just
Just to show people here in Sacramento who are born and raised here that you can be something and not have to move. And not have to move away to be something.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I'll be that.
Right.
And because he laughed, not just because he laughed, but in no way and point am I saying that I am something.
Right.
But I am fucking somebody, and I'm doing a lot better
You
than
are.
a lot of
We all are,
motherfuckers.
but you are. Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody's somebody for sure.
So I'm trying to. I forgot the whole point. What I'm trying to get at.
So did
but
I.
I don't
No.
give a fuck about the accolades. What I care about, truthfully, is what my son does going forward.
Yes.
I don't give a shit, man. I can die tomorrow. As long as my son makes it in this world, I'm happy. As long as my son uses the tools that I've given him to be a better man and he makes an impact on this world, I'm happy.
That's it.
You know what I mean? All this other bullshit don't matter. So him paying the 218 months up front for child support, I feel me personally is a cop out. I'm glad that you paid that. I'm glad. 100% glad that you got all that shit out the way because that'll hinder a lot of shit. But are you going to be in that kid's life? Are you going to show him or give him the tools that you got to be where you at to be successful, even though you ain't in the baby mama's life? That's what it really comes down to. Anyways, we can dive into that, keep going on, but I got one more last question, and hopefully we can get the fuck out of here after that. In my 38 years of living on this earth, I've always wondered, because no one told me, how do you wipe your ass?
Oh, here we go.
We don't even have the number.
Facts. We don't have the guy here to explain it.
How do you wipe your ass? No. I'm going to make it simple. Are you, you grab and you crumble up the tissue?
Oh, you asking me personally?
Right. To where it's in a ball. You got
was asking the
it's just
group.
in a
Y'all
ball. I'm
hadn't answered this
gonna ask
question
him too, but you here. You the guest. You the special guest. We want to hear you first.
Man, front to back.
Do you crumble the tissue
Front
up?
to back.
No. Do you crumble the tissue up and wipe? Or do you roll that motherfucker around your hand where you got a platform and wipe? How do you wipe your ass?
Oh, crumble.
You crumble?
Crumble. I ain't got time to fold. Folding? Nah.
You crumble the shit, wipe, dump.
That's it.
What, you saying the same thing, Tony?
Crumble. Yeah, 100% crumble. Because what's going to happen is if when you go, because I don't know if this ever happened, but I think if when you roll it up like that, that toilet paper is now very attached to that hand. And let's say you go for wipe. Let's say you did like a splat that went to the side, and now you did it. Now you got some extra hanging up. Well, oh shit. It's just it can be a mess.
Yeah,
I just think it's just too much. I like the crumble because it's separate from my hand. At any given point,
Yep.
I can let it go.
Let it go.
And it goes in the
Let it
toilet,
go.
and that's it. You know what I mean? It's just, I just feel separated from it because we talked about the fact that when I shit, I don't have my clothes involved. I don't want the toilet paper involved with me either. Stay the fuck away from me. I don't like shit. I just don't. I don't want to. You get back on the playground, smell shit. You realize, oh God, no, fuck that,
It's
bro.
on me. How this go?
I'm telling you.
Nigga, man.
So crumble, wipe, and dump.
That's it.
Crumbles.
That's it.
Warren,
I don't crumble, man.
you don't crumble.
No,
folding?
I wrap.
Folding like
I
laundry.
wrap it around.
I don't wrap.
It
I
ain't
mean,
closed,
I do,
man.
Okay, so I wrap it around my hand, then I take it off and put it in my hand.
Yes.
And then you wipe, and then you fold it and then wipe again.
A normal motherfucker. Thank you.
That's too much work.
Thank you.
That's
Warren.
too much work. Wipe.
It ain't work.
That's a lot.
You guys
That's a
are
lot.
you're wasting hella toilet paper.
Hella toilet paper.
That's a lot. And also to Tony's point, man, if you get that on you, man, now you like.
You still gotta wash your hand anyway, right?
I mean, yeah,
Right.
you do.
His-
you
the-
still gonna wash your hand.
His was a
anyway.
little different.
you mean?
His was he kind of takes it off and puts it back in his
That's
hand.
that's the way you do it, though. To be honest with you, I do the same shit.
And I think I've
But me
done that. That
personally,
actually seems okay.
I try to get the ripples on the outside of the roll. You never,
Yeah.
I don't know why, but like the little buttons and shit that you feel.
Yeah.
I feel like that's capturing and trying to get the grooves of all the shit in your ass. So
Yeah.
I'll wrap that on the outside. You take it off. Boom.
Right.
You wipe. Okay. We're wiping.
Okay.
We look. Oh shit! There's still shit on my ass. Fold
Fold
over. Wipe
Wipe
again.
again.
I could toss it, but technically, if I'm desperate, if I'm running out of toilet paper, I'll fold that bitch again and just be extra careful. Wipe again and go. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I get a few wipes,
Right.
and what it tells me is that I get to actually see if I cleaned all the shit out of my ass or not.
Right.
That's a good point.
When you crumble that shit, you can only wipe and dump.
Done.
You
Done.
can't pull that shit out and be like, "Oh, am I done? Is my asshole clean? Am I finally wiping my ass where there's no shit residue on the toilet paper?"
You could do another
So-
one. You could kind of, once you do it, and it's not a lot, then you can kind of fold in, do it one more. But I kind of like the folding now because you didn't explain it where
I didn't
takes
explain
off.
it. I'm
No.
just trying. I'm talking about proper ass
Warren
wiping
talked about
techniques.
detaching the toilet paper.
That's what you're
from.
supposed to do.
You didn't say that. You just said fold. You
s-
didn't talk about detaching.
You know what? Hey, this is
How come I understood what the fuck you were
Hey.
talking about?
Hey, this is a good topic because my son, right? We just got through potty training him not too long ago to the T. But the last thing we haven't showed him, or I haven't showed him, or whoever, me or his mom,
wiping
how to
that
wipe
ass.
that tush, how to wipe that butt. And it's like, y'all give me some things to think about. Man, I appreciate that, man.
The reason why I brought that up though is because my son was itching his ass a couple days ago.
Right.
And I was like, "Nigga, you didn't wipe your ass?" He's like, "Yeah, Dad, I wiped my butt." I was like, "How you wipe your butt, nigga? I need to see this shit because you shouldn't be itching your ass
Right.
if you wiped your ass cleanly." You know what I mean?
Right. He's like, I crumbled it.
Kids,
Yeah, bro, for real. For real.
kids always
So we doing
mean
something wrong,
skin
huh?
marks.
We doing something wrong. Okay.
I'm not saying you do anything wrong, but I'm saying that I remember a time where I crumbled it and wiped,
Yeah.
and how happy I am, and I've changed it to folding it around my hand, taking it
Pull it
off,
off.
and then wiping my ass to verifying that my ass is actually clean of shit free,
Right.
to where I can go about my day.
Right.
But yeah, man. What else is going on, man? Before we wrap up here,
We didn't do a pet peeve. We usually do a pet peeve of the week.
Yeah, I think that one.
Yeah.
That one.
Probably
hit
good
the
enough.
nail on- Yeah.
I don't have no pet peeves this week. I mean,
Right.
I've been women hating lately, so I'm good.
Yeah. Well, you already know what it is. It's another episode of About the Night, episode 120. Man, we got my guy Demo in the squad.
thank y'all for having
Demo
me.
in this bitch. Yeah, that I mean.
Yes,
my guy
sir.
Tony on the ones and twos tonight. Your visual effects are by my guy. My guy War Ready. Appreciate you for bringing the guests in tonight. And of course, you got my guy Winton. My guy, like as I'm not talking about myself in the third person, but you already know how it is. I want to thank each and every one of you. For one, if you've made it to this point of the episode, thank you so very much for tuning in weekly. We do appreciate you guys chiming in, and we do notice it each and every time. Other than that, stay tuned in to our Instagram page. Find out what we're doing each and every week. It seems like we're in the club each and every week, telling you what to do and where to go as far as the nightlife here in Sacramento. Other than that, Tony, we got some new plans coming up, right? Some new things happening when it comes to the nightlife.
You talk about interviews?
Absolutely not. No, we're not. But anyways, if you do see us out on the streets, make sure you tap in, see what's up. You may end up being on the podcast for all you know, like my guy Demo.
Appreciate it. Hey, I had fun, man. This is cool.
Appreciate you coming on,
It's all
man.
good.
Just a simple.
Yeah, we had good talks tonight, man, and you can learn a lot just from having a conversation, no matter what. Like if you on a podcast or if you just out talking to anybody. So I learned a lot tonight. You know,
man.
I learned a lot tonight.
That's what it's all about, man. Growth and other people's perspective. Because to be truth be told, like we all going through the same thing.
That's it.
Just maybe at a different time and maybe, you know, a different person. You know what I mean? But technically we're all going through life in the same way. So I appreciate you for sharing your experiences. You know?
You got it.
That's what it's all about. Once again, man, stay tuned to everything about the night, man. Please stay tuned and shout out to our special sponsors here at Country Club Lanes. We appreciate you for letting us be here. All right, have a good night.